Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, homies? First off, man, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. This is the first time I am doing something like this, so it's a little different for me just to like look at myself and like yap a bit, as the kids like to say nowadays. But honestly, it just had to be done. It really had to be done. Now, a lot of my homies don't know me, but I've been streaming on Twitch like for like 4 years now. And Dark and Darker specifically has been my main game for the past 2 years. I think I've streamed in the last 2 years. I've streamed like 3,000 hours, and 99.9% of it was Dark and Darker content. I love the game, man. I love the community, and I love the people I've met. I love what this game has done for me. Before I streamed Dark and Darker, I was like, I don't even know, man. I was streaming like League of Legends to like 3 viewers when Dark and Darker was in its time period of not knowing whether it's going to be in early access or not. I was streaming League of Legends to like five homies, five of my dogs. All right, the five homies with me, one of them being Nightbot, me. All right, Anugy, me. I will always be so grateful to this game for giving me an audience, for giving me a community, for giving me a platform to speak. Those things being said, man, I simply just can't turn my back on something that has given me so much. No matter how dark it may seem, no matter how dim the future could look, no matter how negative the voices around me can be. I'm in a lot of Discords with a lot of content creators, with a lot of awesome people I love, man, people I'm grateful for, people I love yapping with and playing with and chatting with. And I'm in a lot of Discords of just the general Dark and Darker community. And what I see so similarly is that we can easily so succumb to negativity so fast, man. And you can go through all my footage, all my streams. You'll never catch me bad mouthing Dark and Darker. You'll never catch me bitching. And I get it. I got criticisms for the game too. I want the game to improve. I want the game to do well. But the thing is, the video I'm making today, the purpose of this video today is I just gotta call it out, dude. Like, there's so much negativity in this community, man. Like you guys are doing too much. Like, why are you letting something rob you of your happiness? Like, why are you letting something rob you of your joy? Like, brother, it's not that big of a deal. You don't like the game, just get off. Right? I feel like some of you guys like just to complain about the game. And for me, I've built my life that I'm proud of. I've built the life I'm very proud of. I talk about my career. I talk about my, the family I have with my lovely lady, my cats, my home, my house. I started a business when I was 18 years old, dude. I quit playing video games for like 5 years. I locked the fuck in. I'm just a guy who started streaming because I loved video games all my life. But I was shaped by my experiences building a business, scaling it. And you can't do that without a positive mental attitude. And I carry that with me till this day in Dark and Darker, in anything I do, in whatever, in dungeon, in and out. You can't get anywhere unless you can see the light when everything is dark around you, man. And it's a skill set I hope more people can have. One of the reasons why I started streaming, right, was to share that mindset. But this ain't a mindset video. I can't expect much from people online because it is the internet at the end of the day. People just love to complain. But man, dude, I'm holding the line, dude. And I'll tell you what. A lot of the negativity in the community right now comes from two main things that I feel. Two things I see mainly about the game that most people are being very negative about is, number one, the removal of solos. If you were to ask me, yo, Anugy, do you think solos belongs in the game? I would tell you confidently, yes, I do. I think solos belongs in the game. I play a lot of solos myself. I think at the end of the day, solos belongs in the game. Solos belongs in the game. However, if you were to pose another question to me, if you were to say, Anugy, would you trade solos for a gathering hall that would encourage more trio play, guild halls, a social hub, guilds, more social aspects to the game that allow you to connect with other players? I would say yes. I would trade it because I think that the game feels better when you have homies to play with. I got a lot of great people I can connect with and play with, and that's a privilege I definitely have. And it's a blessing. I ain't gonna lie, it feels good. And I want other people to feel that feeling. I want other people to have that option too. So yeah, solos being removed. That's not my first choice. But if you were to tell me that they're gonna develop a gathering hall system, hey, I'm all for it. Whatever, man. I would rather see that. That's the mentality I got. Second thing that I see a lot of negativity around is going on right now in the test servers, which is the removal of random modifiers. If you were to ask me, Anugy, do you want to have random modifiers removed? I would say, hell no, brother. I love the low, man. I love to pull me down. Yes, I love to get me a piece of item, gear, whatever it is, and it's got that ding, ding, ding. I'm like, holy. You know, I like grinding for that. I like that feeling of pulling good loot. But if you were to tell me, pose me another question, and you said, okay, what if we remove the random modifiers, but we were to add in a talent tree system, stat points, a skill tree? Honestly, I'd be open-minded. Because as it is right now, with all the stats in the game that you get from gear of the, highest variety, legendary, with all on-rolled, max roll as well, you get some pretty absurd performance enhancers to your character, so to speak. All right, you're swinging your sword at the speed of light. You're moving, zooming. So right now, if they were to add in a talent tree system with the current gear modifiers, you'd be machine gun Bardiche. You'd be a machine gun Bardiche barbarian. You know what I mean? So if you were to tell me that you would remove random modifiers, but at the same time add in a talent tree system or a stat point system, skill tree, something like that, I'd be open-minded to it. I'd be open-minded to that. My thing is, I gotta let y'all know that there's someone that still believes in this game. I gotta let y'all know that there's somebody who believes in this game, and that motherfucker is me. All right? I ain't never gonna turn my back on this game. Never. I'll tell you straight up, never. Why? Because I wouldn't be shit without Dark and Darker. I wouldn't be shit without this game. Because this game gave me a community, introduced me to people that gave me the community that I'm fortunate enough to be able to talk to today. You homies in my street, in this, watching this video right now, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, man. And I wouldn't have had that if I was still streaming League of Legends to 3 viewers 3 years ago before this game dropped early access. I mean, shit, man. These developers, you could say what you will. I've never seen a gaming company in my years on this planet being a gamer. I have never seen a company torrent their own game just so people could play it for a week. People are quick to forget. Look, I have a great memory, and that partly comes from my 10 years of being in business. I can't turn my back on something that has shown me so much love. The people I've met, the memories I've made, the joy I had. I've sank in. I think when I check my stats, it's like 4.4 thousand hours. I mean, I'm sure it's like maybe a couple hundred of them are AFK hours, but dude, still paid like $30-$40 for this game. It has gotten me that much entertainment. Shit, people go out for movie theater Fridays. They pay $20 for a ticket for 2 hours, brother. You know what I mean? I've gotten so much from this game. And I'm not going to turn my back on it now just because I don't agree with some of the things going on. I'm not going to shame a person because I disagree with some of the decisions. What's so funny to me actually is I actually think that I think the developers have been the most communicative and they're actually listening the most right now. SDF is literally telling us his train of thoughts, and we literally have an implementation on the test server. We weren't doing that before. But people are still finding ways to be negative. Yeah, we weren't using the test server before. Sure, he wasn't communicating with us before. But man, I'm not gonna hold somebody to the mistakes they made yesterday if they want to change today. They're being accountable to where they misstepped. And I respect that. I respect anybody who at least acknowledges their missteps, but is willing to change more than anything. Acknowledging your mistakes is hard. Being accountable is hard. Trying to change today for the better is even harder. I don't care what you've done in your past. You made all the mistakes you made in your past. If you want to change for the better today, I will cheer you on. For I believe everybody is redeemable. I will cheer you on. I don't care what you did. I will cheer you on. I don't care about the mistakes you've made 10 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago. I care about who you are today, what you're trying to do today to change for the better. And that's what I think Iron Mace is doing. They're using the test server, they're communicating more, but I still see people being so negative. And it makes me sad because I love this community. I love my homies. And again, I can't stress it enough. I know where y'all are coming from. Trust me, I'm a bit frustrated too, right? But I ain't gonna let that frustration attack me. I ain't gonna let that affect my mental state of mind. Why? Why should I let my happiness depreciate just because I disagree with some decisions? That's not happening anytime soon. Like I've built a life for myself that I can wholeheartedly say I'm so proud of and grateful. And I didn't get here by bitching. I didn't get here by making a habit of bitching. And I sure as hell ain't gonna start now. I got here because of whenever I was surrounded by darkness, I could still see the light. And I will always see the light for dark and darker. I will always believe in this community. I will always understand your frustration. I will always fight for my brothers, even if they give up fighting for themselves. I love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. And I'll catch y'all in the comments.